Hello, today for review I've got Astrotec Lyra Nature earbuds, new model from Astrotec. You know, Astrotec isn't a company that releases dozens of models each year. They prefer more well-thought approach, and this approach gives them benefits. I recently reviewed, for example, their 5-driver flagship Dolphinus model, and it was really good multi-driver balanced armatures. And their lineup of earbuds named Lyra is pretty well known and pretty popular. They've got a few different models. If I remember right, most affordable one is Lyra Classic, and more expensive models Lyra Collection, and Lyra Nature fits somewhere in between the Classic and Collection. Its price is about $170. Of course, it's a bit expensive than traditional earbuds, but this time we are talking about a really premium product, so let's have a closer look now. Design, or even design of the box, is already interesting. As you can see, nice polygraphy with silver printed stars. It looks really stylish. On the back side there are technical specifications: 32 ohms of impedance, 20 milliwatts maximum power, 15 millimeter dynamic driver, 5 milliwatts rated power, frequency response from 10 Hz to 40 kHz, and 110 decibels of sensitivity. That's a perfect combination of impedance and sensitivity. They can be driven with almost every source properly, but of course they will require something better than regular smartphone, but I will tell about sources a bit later. Nice internal box, looking pretty stylish too. As you can see, they paid closest attention to all the tiniest details of packaging and presentation. Nice case with accessories. I will show it to you a bit later. Manual, earbuds themselves, and as you could probably already guess, cable. Let me remove the box, and also you will have a nice accessory set. Really good storage case. It's made of really pleasant fox leather, really pleasant to touch, and it has magnet to clip, so it's really some high-end accessory that improves sound of earbuds. Of course, I'm kidding. And they managed to put pretty lot of accessories. So brush for cleaning, tips with ear hooks for better fit. If you can't fit them properly, to have better secure fit, you can use them. Two pair of these ear hooks, 3 pair of foam donut tips, and a pair of ear guides if you need to organize cable over your ear properly. As you can see, accessory set is really nice. In terms of design, they are great. Made of metal, nice color schema, good combination of gray and with slight gold accents, and of course pretty good wearing comfort. Why we like earbuds? Because it allows putting pretty big drivers into your ears. Those have 15mm drivers, and typical in-ear monitors won't allow to house such big drivers. Of course, there are some models from Sony and from some other companies, but usually they look pretty ugly. At the same time, earbuds are fitting into almost any ears without big problems. Of course, ears are different, and if your ears are tiny, maybe there will be some issues, but in vast majority of cases you will fit them with ease. You can use these ear hooks and ear guides to get proper seat. You can use foam tips. It can improve isolation in some cases, but it's a matter of subjective preferences. Just look how great they are looking. Interesting grill with cross-like pattern, really precise metal work. Interesting backside with semi-transparent mesh. As you can see, they are pretty open, and of course you shouldn't expect good sound isolation from earbuds. They are not in-ear monitors, so sound isolation is almost zero. But you will have pretty good secure fit and good wearing comfort. Well, most probably. At least I've got it. Cables are replaceable. Here use the MMCX connectors, and I think it's a good thing. You can experiment with cables. Probably the replaceable cables will improve durability of this model. Really good MMCX connectors, pretty snappy, with good well-defined click, and at the same time you don't have to pull them with all your force to disconnect. Cable is nice. It has the ear guides formed already, so usually you won't need additional ear guides, those rubber ones. But it's really soft, and it's really very comfortable. It's not getting hard when it's cold. It's not almost not tangling. It has almost zero microphonic, and it has double isolation. So external isolation and internally wires are isolated additionally. I'm not sure how durable it will be after a year or more usage, but at the first sight it looks really reliable and really nice. Here is splitter, chin slider, all necessary stuff, and here it goes for cables braided together way down below to the angled 3.5mm jack. So you can use some balanced cable with pentacon or with 2.5mm connector, but actually stock cable is also really nice. So to summarize, nice stylish look, good wearing comfort, and pretty durable build. And of course about the sound, first of all I need to warn you that your perception or your experience with these earbuds can be different, because earbuds are the most fit dependent earphones that exists. Full size headphones or some in-ear monitors of course can have different perception too, but earbuds highly depend on the structure of your outer ear, and it can be really different. So I will describe my own experience, and but it's subjective, and your mileage may vary. So first of all, they need some burn in, about 30 hours. Also I burn them in for 50 hours, and after 30 hours they stop changing sound. Also, of course, you should test for yourself and decide, do you need these foam tips or you don't need them. If they are fitting pretty tightly, isolating properly your ear, then you can then most probably you will enjoy the option without foams. But my ears are not created for the earbuds at 100%, so for me these foams gave better fit, a bit better isolation, and a bit more pleasant representation. Foams adding more low frequencies, and without them these earbuds sound a bit on brighter side, but foams balanced everything for me. But I've read some other reviews where people prefer option without foams, because these foams they became too dark for the reviewer. So tastes differ, and ears differ too. The Lyra Nature tuned in a really natural way, well, pun intended. So they are really natural, and first thing that you will notice with them, of course, it's a big imaginary stage. It's one of the greatest pluses of earbuds. Their stage is bigger than with in-ear monitors. Of course, some top-of-the-line in-ear monitors will give you spacious stage too, but for $160 or $130 you won't probably have such stage. But let's move probably from lower frequencies to upper frequencies, as usual. So some player, for example, Bluetooth Puff Gold Touch, play nicely with them, of course. So, bass is good, it's impactful, it's tight and surprising. It has a big body. Of course, 15mm driver is able to push a lot of air, providing really tight, really well controlled low frequencies. It goes really deep and it's surprisingly well controlled. It's not bleeding onto mids, so it's staying perfectly on its place, and it's really building a solid foundation. You know, only few dynamic driver models are capable of producing such low frequencies. At the same time, they are not bass heavy, they have perfect amount for my taste, but for those who like accented lows, this model won't probably be a good choice, because there are really more bassy earbuds, earphones and so on. Here Astrotec selected really proper amount for acoustic music, for real instruments, but at the same time with electronic music they are also really good, at least to my taste, of course. And actually, as an example, pretty famous tune, it's Doing It Right by Daft Punk, and actually with this graphical equalizer you can even see that it's a pretty bass heavy tune, and somewhere at 30 about after 30 seconds probably enters deeper bass. You can see probably it strikes really impactfully, and with these earphones it sounds really impressive, because on the one hand you've got really punchy and, well, probably not super punchy, but really tight and really prominent bass, and at the same time you've got a big imaginary stage to represent all these three-dimensional effects, and you know, it sounds really open and really spacious. So mids, as I've said, they sound open, spacious, but at the same time they've got they have good resolution, and of course it's not some balanced armature in ear monitors, but resolution is nice for dynamic driver, especially if we took price into consideration. It's resolving, and what is more important, it has proper weight and proper emotions. They good with female vocals, they pretty good with male ones, but actually female vocals I prefer a bit more with them, but it's a matter of taste. They have a good representation of instruments and everything like that. So it's not probably a model to listen to all the tiny details, all that micro nuances, because they are playing more on the macro side, but it's because of their construction. And at the same time they will give you really open, really airy sound with a lot of with a lot of space between instruments, but with real instrument size. You know, it's like some magnifying glass for your music. Like instruments became bigger, they became better positioned, and what is also important, they've got good depth with nice layering. So it's earbuds are usually a great option for those who prefer some three-dimensional effects. As an example, wake up. As an example of mids, I've got John Coltrane Locomotion. Well, jazz is always a good illustration of mid frequencies, and John Coltrane is one of the best illustrations of jazz itself. And in this tune, these earbuds doing everything, doing it right. So they're doing it right. Really realistic sound of saxophone, really good other instruments, and really good effect of presence. You can just close your eyes and imagine you being somewhere near the recording studio. And treble, well, they've got a slight treble accent, but it's done nicely. I'm not sure that treble definitely has this 40 kHz extension. Maybe it's because of fit into my ears, but extension is normal, but not as extended as some in-ear monitors. Maybe it's because of fit, you know, because earbuds are really fit dependent. But I like treble here. It has normal resolution. Decays are a bit longer than they should be, but at the same time they not sound too unnatural. Treble is a bit accented, so if you're treble phobic, probably you should listen them before buying, but actually accent is slight, so no big issues with treble. I prefer even more treble sometime, but anyway, I really like them. Treble has nice resolution, nice speed. It has basic layering, so it's even capable of separating all that overtones of timbre-rich instruments, and it's also sound pretty nice. Combined with a big imaginary stage, it will give you a lot of airness and a lot of a lot of positive emotions, let's say so. And as an example, a bit unusual track, it's Moonspell, probably the best band from Portugal. It's their first album, Wolfheart. I really like them. It's one of the best albums in the history of heavy metal, but actually this time it's lower than Vero. It's some kind of intermission between the two parts of the album. It's not heavy, it's just acoustic guitar and flute, and it's some folk tune probably, but it sounds really nicely. And this flute is recorded really with a lot of treble. It's really high-pitched instrument here, and these earbuds also doing good job in representing this flute. And I'd like to say a few words about compression, but you know, usually I've got probably one pair of earbuds per year, and usually when I've got a new pair of earbuds, my memories about previous pair is washed out. So, you know, two most recent models of earbuds that I've tested, it was Astrotec C08, but they were more monitoring and more bright, a bit sharper and more detailed. And also Panon BS1, if I remember that name right. Panon was has a bit more low frequencies, but a bit less controlled than those, and probably a bit shallower mids. So those are more natural, but of course they cost more. But anyway, if you like earbuds, if you don't like in-ear monitors, if you don't like the idea of inserting something into your ear channel, if you want to hear what's going on around you, if you like bigger stage than typical in-ear monitors can give you, earbuds is definitely a worth option to consider. And Astrotec Lyra Nature is really well built and really well sounding and really nicely tuned model. Thank you for attention.